Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Take care. You're fine.
We are on.
All right.
All right, so we completed the 5% review of the randomly drawn precincts the board did, and the results have no change. So they actually match. We've got the paperwork on one side here. That is the manifest of the ballots that were reviewed. There were reviewed by two teams, and they came to the same conclusions. We've got our same results here. Then we have our statements of votes cast for those specific precincts for Belpre 1A, Marietta 2A, and a Warren 1. Warren South. So those are the respective results for those. This was the statements of votes cast from the beginning, from the official, and you can see that there is no result change.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept those findings and those results.
So move.
Second.
Is there any further discussion among the board members? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Okay, thank you, Ron.
Thank you,
very
Ron.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
But nobody copied.
For those of you who don't know, he is from RBM and had a splendid trip across a little bit of Indiana and all of Ohio to be with us.
It's always a pleasure.
And he is a mainstay here, so he's extremely familiar with this equipment and of course is in charge of elections throughout a good part of the Midwest. So we really do appreciate everything that you did for us and so forth, as well as the staff, since they were the hands-on folks doing the work.
Thank
So we
you.
do appreciate it.
Pleasure working with you as usual.
Thank you.
I get a little buggy.
And we-
Was his one back still over there, Ryan?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Chair, should
well, he
you,
may still be looking.
yeah. You need to go.
All right,
And
Yeah.
so is there any other business
just the meet.
other than our date?
Also, Chair, should you explain how we went about this for those that were not with us this morning? Just a quick.
Well, I guess if you're, for those of you who weren't here, we had to select this, a 5%. And in doing so, we do it on a blind draw. And so you noted that we ended up with 3 precincts, and it just by pure happenstance, one is Warren, one is Belpre, and one is Marietta. I mean, because I guess I'm the one that holds the container and Mrs. Ritter is the one who makes the drawing and so forth. So you have a member of each party that participates. And of course, it's done in full view of anyone who would be here as well as the staff. And we had to get to a certain number. We got to that number. And so that was the basis for doing it. And quite frankly, for lack of a better way of putting it, our results in other hand counting and in audits have basically shown that we come out at 100% as reported beforehand. So we're very pleased, quite frankly, with the equipment we have and the way that the folks run it, both at the polling locations as well as our staff here that both prepare the equipment and then review it afterwards. And I know you sometimes hear from people about how equipment can be tampered with and whatnot, and we move heaven and earth to make sure that doesn't happen. Again, Ryan is not from Ohio, so he's not from Washington County, so he has no interest in the outcome and so forth. And RBM, the company that we've dealt with for a number of years, make sure that they send us people that have those sorts of credentials and so forth, so we can assure the electorate that there are no favorites. We are simply trying to make sure that our ballot process is open. It can be looked at. It's tested. It's audited. We do audits before, we do audits afterwards to make sure. And in this case, it's our understanding that the recount will actually work for an otherwise audit that we'd be doing and so forth. And again, as demonstrated by going through this and having staff look at the ballots, it was 100%. So our next meeting is May 8 at 8:30. I think everyone put that on their calendar. So do I have I know people have other places to be, a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. So again, thank you for coming.
Thanks, everybody.
Got questions?
Congratulations.
For those that are living.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to meet you.
Say politics.
Details, all that.
We need to sign anything? Do we need to sign anything, Andy?
And
I